This is Newcap News with Lauren Poland.
Good evening and thank you for joining us. A North Battleford man is facing charges after a fatal crash on Highway 16 killed a 19-year-old man. The pair were traveling together when their SUV rolled early Sunday morning. The driver, Milan Anik, is facing multiple charges. A collision reconstructionist has done an initial analysis of the site, which could lead to further charges. The people of Onion Lake are welcoming the Truth and Reconciliation Commission, allowing survivors of residential schools to share their stories. And as William Robertson explains, it was an emotional day for everyone involved.
It began with celebration and prayer. But for Aboriginal people, it was a time to reflect and bear witness to the legacy left by the residential school system.
Is to educate the general public in terms of the atrocities, and I believe that it's genocide that happened to our people, and the spirituality, the physical, the mental, the emotional abuses that have taken place in our communities.
Emotional public statements from survivors were made about the impact residential schools have on families and how Aboriginal schools are beneficial for their next generation.
An example would be the children of Whatstone School, the eagle nest, we say, where we are taught about our language, the power and the spirit of that language, where it reawakens those beliefs I talk about, those lost values that I talk about, where we reawaken the communicating between parent and child, where we reawaken that value of a family unit that was dismantled.
The hearing had a broad overview of residential schools and the impact then, but family dynamics are impacted most today.
Where we reawaken that that child needs to be guided, not to be forced, but to be guided, to live a balanced life, not only in our cultural ways, but also in the Western ways, and how they can survive in both societies as an individual while not forgetting who they are and where they come from.
The hearing was not just a place to grieve, but also a place to find strength and hope together as Aboriginals. William Robertson, Newcap News.
Add another name to the Vermilion Lloydminster ballot. A Vermilion town councillor has thrown his hat in the ring for the upcoming provincial election. Richard Yaceyko is running as an independent despite pitching Danielle Smith's platform. He says he doesn't see eye to eye with the region's Wild Rose candidate, Danny Hozak. Yaceyko says the way the Education Act is being treated in Parliament is the main reason he decided to run. But healthcare and seniors issues also top his list of concerns.
I think we have to look differently. I think the way the province has been doing things is, well, I think they've been in power too long. They're not thinking outside the box. So.
Meantime, candidates have another opportunity to go head-to-head with their competitors. The Vermilion Regional Centre is hosting an all-candidates debate 1 week from today, starting up at 7 p.m. PC Richard Starkey, Liberal Karina Ganton, Wild Rose Danny Hozak, and Independent Richard Yaceyko will all be in attendance. NDP Ray Stone confirmed he will not take part in the debates. An update now on a story we told you about last week, where some 12 businesses in the Kitscoty, Lloydminster and Vermilion areas were targeted by thieves. Kitscoty RCMP are now releasing images of 2 suspects believed to be responsible for the break-ins. Officials say both males appear to be in their late teens or early 20s. As you can see there, one of the suspects has a heavier build and a darker complexion, wearing a plaid jacket and a darker colored cap. The other appears to be Caucasian. If you have any information about these males or the break-ins, you are asked to call the Kitscoty RCMP or Crime Stoppers. Cold Lake business owners are fed up with a local vandal. As Clayton Brown explains, over the past few weeks, multiple businesses in the downtown core have been covered with graffiti.
Doug Allen is the owner of the IDA drugstore in Cold Lake. His building is one of at least 17 that has been sprayed by a graffiti vandal, and he and many other owners are very frustrated.
It reflects poorly on the whole town, and it's really kind of a kick in the stomach because, I mean, people here, they work hard to make their stores look as good as they can, and then somebody comes along and destroys that work. So it makes me quite unhappy.
People have pride of ownership, and it's disappointing that this is going on.
RCMP say the first incident was reported in early February, and due to the nature of the graffiti, they believe it's one person.
There's a number of them that are linked together based on what we would determine the similar type of designs. So we are feeling that it's one person involved.
Business owners say not only does the graffiti make the downtown core look bad, they say the cost of repairs isn't cheap.
I just got the building painted on the outside for the tune of $8,800 to paint the exterior, and it hasn't been a year. It's only been about 7 months since I got it painted.
This is surveillance video of the vandal. RCMP is asking everyone to be vigilant and to report anything you feel is out of the ordinary.
The community as a whole is our best partners when it comes to resolving these crimes, and certainly if anybody hears or sees anything, please, any tip is important to us and we can follow up.
In Cold Lake, Clayton Brown, Newcap News.
Gerard joins us now with a look at weather and a beautiful sunny day aside from a little bit of wind.
A little bit. We got quite a bit, actually, to be honest about it. But having said that, of course, the wind is coming from the south, where all the warmer air is. Nobody's complaining about that. Let's have a look at it here. It's a lovely day outside. We've seen a bit more clouds building up during the course of the afternoon. We've got positive double digits right across the region. Wind gusting at times almost to the 50s, particularly in the Battlefords. We've seen that happening, but also in our area too. And that is what we are dealing with as we look across the region. 18 in the Battlefords. Going to expect some cloud cover to build up as we go on into tomorrow, and possibly by tomorrow evening we may be looking at some light showers coming on down. But the details of all of that a little later in the cast.
Coming up, a local organization is making the most of the penny's demise.